This is a legal wake-up call. 12 things Kenyans are ignoring at their own peril. Because ignorance of the law is no excuse, and neither is being too busy WhatsApping to sort out your legal affairs. Let me tell you something I've learned after a few years of practicing law in Nairobi. Kenyans are brilliant at many things. We can negotiate matatu fares like UN diplomats. We can queue for hours for government services with the patience of Job. And we can debate politics with the eloquence of Shakespeare. But when it comes to our legal affairs, wacha tu. We treat legal matters like that gym membership we keep meaning to use, or that diet will start on Monday. The problem? Legal issues don't care about your procrastination. They don't wait for Monday. They show up usually at the worst possible time, and by then, it's too late for prevention. You're now in damage control mode, and trust me, that's always more expensive. So grab your chai, settle in, and let me walk you through the legal landmines Kenyans are stepping over every single day. This isn't legal jargon soup. This is real talk about real issues that could save you from real headaches and real money. So your money could be waiting for you literally, and this is what I mean. This conversation happens in my office more often than you'd think. Right now, as you read this, there are over 10 billion in unclaimed assets in Kenya. Bank accounts, insurance policies, pension funds, shares, dividends, just sitting there gathering dust while someone's hair is out here struggling with school fees. Why does this happen? Because we Kenyans love privacy so much that we don't even tell our own families what we own. Your father had 3 bank accounts. Cool. But where? He never told us. Your mother had an insurance policy. But which company? We are still looking. So what you need to do right now, check the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority website. Your name might already be there. If a relative died, search their name. You might be sitting on a gold mine. Create a document listing all your assets and where they are. Don't make your family play detective. Update your beneficiaries on all accounts. So, for example, when was the last time you checked? 2015, 2016. The second category is land transactions, where dreams meet legal reality. Land is the Kenyan dream, but also the Kenyan nightmare when done incorrectly. Picture these. You buy a plot in 2010, pay in full, get your sale agreement. The seller says, transfer tutafanya too soon. You say, sawa sawa. Fast forward to 2025, that plot is still in the seller's name. Or worse, the seller sold it to 3 other people, and now you're in a legal battle that will outlive your great-grandchildren. Here's what you need to understand about your land transactions in Kenya. Until that title is in your name, you don't own squat. I don't care if you have receipts, WhatsApp messages, witnesses, and a video of the seller swearing on their grandmother's grave. If the title isn't transferred, you're not the owner in the eyes of the law. So these are the common land transactions mistakes I see. Paying in cash without proper documentation and then wondering why you have no case in court. Trusting the seller to handle the transfer. Spoiler alert, they won't. Not conducting a land search before buying, because who needs to verify what they're buying for millions, right? Buying land without a lawyer to save money and then spending 10 times that amount in court later. Ignoring that small detail called stamp duty. The government wants its cut, my friend, so that you know. Another legal mistake I see Kenyans make is the gentleman's agreements. They're beautiful in theory, but disastrous in practice. You tell us, oh, but advocate, he's my cousin. Oh, advocate, we grew up together. Oh, advocate, she goes to my church. And I say, so what? Listen, I'm not saying your cousin is a thief. I'm not saying your childhood friend is a con artist. I'm not saying your churchmate is dishonest. What I am saying is that when money is involved, even angels develop selective amnesia. That gentleman's agreement you made over bills, it's not worth the napkin it wasn't written on. That handshake deal, the only thing you'll be holding in air when things go south. That verbal promise, good luck proving it in court when your gentleman suddenly has completely different versions of events. So the things that should never be left as gentlemen's agreements include business partnerships, get a partnership agreement, loans to friends and family, yes, even to mom. Sorry, mom. Property arrangements, co-ownership, rental agreements, everything property. Investment deals, your trust isn't legal tender. Employment terms, verbal job offers have banned more people than Nairobi Sun. A verbal contract isn't worth the paper it is not written on. Court documents demand respect. Ignoring them won't make them disappear. You know what's wild? The number of people who receive court documents and just ignore them, like actually pretend they don't exist, as if court summons are like spam emails you can just delete. Here's what happens when you ignore the court documents. The case proceeds without you. The other side presents their version of events unchallenged. The judge rules against you and you lose everything. And then you show up in my office asking, can we appeal? Sure we can. You'll only need to explain to the Court of Appeal why you're too busy to respond the first time. Anyway, if you receive any of these, contact a lawyer immediately. If you receive a demand letter, court summons, a plaint or statement of claim, eviction notices, statutory notices, or any document with a court stamp, don't wait, don't think about it, don't handle it next week. Time limits in law are not suggestions, they're absolute deadlines. You miss them and you're tossed. Then property disclosure, how you can protect your family's future. So gentlemen and ladies, we need to talk. That secret plot you bought it as an investment. That rental property you're keeping just in case, that share portfolio you haven't mentioned, your spouse needs to know about them, not because they are nosy, but because they always not because they are nosy and not because they'll waste the money, but because when you die, and you will, we all do, they need to know what you owned to claim it. I've seen widows discover their late husbands owned 5 properties. I've seen widowers find out their wives had investment accounts they never mentioned, and in both cases the discovery came years late and after the properties were sold by fraudsters, after accounts were looted, after well-wishers, quote unquote, had carved up the estate like Christmas cake. So full disclosure essentially includes real estate, all of it, including that shamba in the village, bank accounts and investments, business interests and partnerships, insurance policies, debts. Those two your family will have to pay them, so disclose them as well. Digital assets, and we are getting to these next. So for digital assets, your digital life matters. Don't lock your family out. So in 2025, your digital life might be worth more than your physical one. Your business runs on email, your money is accessible via apps, your memories are stored in the cloud, your social media accounts have actual monetary value. But what happens when you're gone? Your family is locked out, your business grinds to a halt because no one can access the company email. Your Facebook becomes a memorial that no one can manage. Your crypto wallet, gone forever, like tears in rain. This isn't paranoia, this is reality. I've seen families unable to access deceased relatives' phones, laptops, and accounts. The information and assets were right there, tantalizingly close, but behind a password wall that might as well have been a meter thick. So what you're going to do is create a digital will, or password vault that includes email passwords, that is for all accounts, banking app credentials, social media logins, phone and laptop passwords, cryptocurrency wallet keys if you have them, cloud storage access, business account credentials. So another bit that is good for you to know is the end of life decisions. So make your wishes known. So nobody wants to talk about death. I get it. It's uncomfortable, it's morbid, it's depressing, but you know what's more uncomfortable? Your family making impossible decisions about your life while you're unconscious, not knowing what you would have wanted. Do not resuscitate order or advance health care directive tells doctors and your family what medical interventions you want or don't want. If you can't speak for yourself, do you want to be kept on life support indefinitely or do you want aggressive resuscitation? These are your choices, but if you don't document them, someone else will make them for you. And let's be honest, your family might not agree. Picture this: one sibling says, do everything possible, and another one says, let them go peacefully, and your spouse is caught in the middle. Meanwhile, you're on life support, and the hospital bill is growing like a Kenyan politician's appetite. So, an advance directive should cover your wishes regarding life support, who makes medical decisions if you can't, organ donation preferences, if that is what you want, pain management and palliative care wishes, religious or cultural considerations. Now let's move on to children. Protect your children's future with proper guardianship planning. If you have children, answer this question for me. If something happened to you and your spouse tomorrow, who would raise your kids? I know you'll say, oh, my sister, my brother would take them. Does your sister or your brother know this? Have you discussed it with her or him? Have you made it legal? Or is it just an assumption you've made while assuming everything will work out? Newsflash: family members fight over children like they fight over property. Everyone has an opinion on who should raise the kids. Your mother thinks she should, your in-laws disagree. Your siblings have their own ideas, and meanwhile, your children are caught in a tug of war that could be entirely avoided with a simple legal document. This is even more critical if you have a child with special needs. Who will care for them, for example? Who will manage their finances? Who understands their medical and developmental needs? These things need to be formally arranged, not left to chance. Legal guardianship documents you should specify include who will raise your children, alternate guardians in case your first choice cannot serve, financial arrangements for the children's care, educational wishes and expectations, special care instructions for children with disabilities or health conditions. So we move to your ideas. You know your ideas are valuable and you should protect them legally. I'm talking about intellectual property. So you spent months developing that app, for example. So you created a unique brand, or you wrote that manuscript, or you designed that logo, and then what? You posted it online, then you shared it freely, told everyone about it, and then boom, someone stole it. Now you're making money off. Now they are making money off your idea, and you're in my office asking if you can sue. So yeah, I ask you, do you have a trademark? And you're like, no. Did you register the copyright? You're like, no. Did you patent it? And you're like, no. Did you at least document that you created it first? Not really. So Kenyan creatives and entrepreneurs, your intellectual property is property. Just like a car or land, it needs legal protection. Otherwise, you're essentially leaving your Ferrari parked on the street with the keys in the ignition and the engine running. So protect these assets, and this is how. For trademarks, this is your business name, logo, slogan. Register them. Copyrights would include books, music, art, software, content. Patents involve intentions and not intentions, inventions and unique processes. Trade secrets, for example, proprietary business information. So we move to another section, the proper business structures for your business. So if you're running a business, congratulations. But now let me ask, is it registered? And if so, as what? Is it a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a limited company? So if you have a business name, for example, we have a problem. Having a business name and having a properly structured business are two completely different things. A business name is just a name. It doesn't protect you from liability, it doesn't help with taxes, and it doesn't make investor funding easier. It's like putting a name tag on yourself and calling it a job title. So this is why proper business registration matters. We have liability protection. For example, with a limited liability company, your personal assets are separate from the business debts. You have tax benefits. Different structures have different tax implications. For credibility purposes, investors and partners want to work with properly registered entities. The growth potential. For example, if you want to tender for government contracts, you need a company. A business name might not cut it. Succession planning. So for example, what happens to the business when you die? If it's a sole proprietorship, it dies with you. So get a lawyer, structure your business properly, register it correctly, and get your KRA pin sorted. Get your NSSF and NHIF compliance in order. Do not do it right from the start, or if you don't, you spend 10 times the money fixing it later. So we move on to employment contracts. These are essential for every working relationship. So you hired someone, great. Did you give them a contract? Oh, you like, he's just a casual worker, she's like family, it's just temporary. No, stop. Give them a contract. I don't care if they're your cousin's friends, neighbor who's just helping out for a few months. Give them a contract. Why? Because when things go wrong, and they will, that casual worker will take you to the Employment and Labor Relations Court, and you'll discover that verbal agreements mean nothing. The court will side with the employee almost every time, and you'll pay back pay, severance, damages, and legal fees that will make you wish you'd just spent 30 minutes drafting a contract. Every employment relationship needs a written contract specifying terms of employment, a clear job description and responsibilities, salary and benefits documentation, leave policies, termination clauses, confidentiality, and non-compete agreements. That is where it's applicable. Then we move on to estate planning. So this is your final gift to your family, and that is what happens if you die without a will. Your family will fight over who gets what. They'll spend years in court. They'll watch your estate get depleted by legal fees. They will discover relatives they never knew existed, all claiming a share. They will see your property vandalized, stolen, or occupied by strangers and resent you. Yeah, even in death, they will resent you for not making this easy. Is this what you want your legacy to be? Drama, court battles, family feuds that last generations? If no, please write a will. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how little you think you own. I don't care if you think you're not ready. Just write a will. Update it regularly. Make your wishes clear. Choose an executor who actually knows how to execute, not just your firstborn, because tradition. Yeah, so that is that. So I get it. I really get it. Legal stuff is boring. Lawyers can be expensive. You're also busy, and you're like, I'll get to it eventually. But let me tell you something. Every single client who walks into my office in crisis mode says the same thing. I wish I had dealt with this earlier. Every single one. The person fighting over land says I should have transferred the title immediately. The widow struggling to access her husband's account says he should have told me his passwords. The entrepreneur being sued says I should have registered my trademark. The employer facing a labor suit says I should have given them a contract. Don't be that person. Don't wait for a crisis. Don't wait for a court. Don't wait for court summons, and don't wait until it's too late. Because here's the truth, legal problems don't get better with age. They get more expensive, more complicated, and more stressful. So stop procrastinating. Stop assuming that everything will be fine. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. As a lawyer with years of experience helping Kenyans navigate these exact issues, I'm here to help you sort out your legal affairs before they become legal nightmares. So what you can do is WhatsApp me on +254 718 627 917 so that we can chat and schedule a consultation. Don't let another day pass with your legal affairs in limbo, whether it's unclaimed assets, land transfers, business registration, estate planning, or any other legal matter. Let's get it sorted together.